Have you ever felt like you're drowning in problems, even small ones? Like every little setback is a huge deal. If so, you're going to want to hear the story of a young boy named Arav. It's a story that completely changed my perspective on challenges, and I bet it will change yours too. Arav was a kid just like any other, but he had one habit that drove everyone around him a little crazy. He was a master complainer. If his pencil broke, it was a catastrophe. If a friend didn't want to play his favorite game, it was the end of the world. He worried and fretted over the tiniest things, and his constant negativity started to push people away. His friends grew tired of his endless grumbling, and even his family found it hard to be around him. Arav felt lonely and misunderstood, which, of course, just gave him more to complain about. It was a vicious cycle. His father watched this with a heavy heart. He loved his son and knew that Arav's constant worrying was making him miserable. He didn't want to just lecture him. He knew that wouldn't work. He needed to show him, not just tell him. So, one sunny afternoon, he decided it was time for a special kind of lesson. He called Arav over and said, "Son, come with me. I want to show you something important." They walked together to a small, still pond near their home. The water was clear, but it didn't move much. Arav's father took out a small handful of salt and tossed it into the pond. The salt quickly dissolved. "Now," he said, handing Arav a cup, "take a sip of this water and tell me what it tastes like." Arav dipped the cup in and took a small taste. He immediately scrunched up his face and spat it out. "Oh, it's disgusting. It's so salty and bitter," he exclaimed. His father just nodded calmly, a knowing look in his eyes. "All right," his father said. "Now, let's go for a little walk." He led Arav away from the pond and they walked for a while until they reached the banks of a great, flowing river. The river was wide and powerful, its waters rushing downstream with unstoppable energy. Arav's father took out another handful of salt, the exact same amount as before, and threw it into the mighty river. The salt disappeared instantly, swept away by the current. "Now," he said, handing the cup to Arav again, "taste the water from the river." Arav was a bit hesitant after his last experience, but he trusted his father. He dipped the cup into the flowing water and took a sip. His eyes widened in surprise. It's just water," he said. "It's fresh and clean. I can't taste any salt at all." Arav looked at his father, confused. "But Dad, you put the same amount of salt in both. Why did the pond taste so horrible, but the river tastes fine?" This was the moment his father had been waiting for. He put a hand on Arav's shoulder and looked him in the eye. "Son," he said gently, "the problems in our lives are like that handful of salt. They are always there, big or small. The amount of salt doesn't change. But the bitterness we taste depends entirely on the container we put it in." He continued, "When your heart is small, like that little pond, even the smallest amount of salt, the smallest problem, can make your whole life feel bitter and unpleasant. You focus on it, you let it consume you, and it taints everything. But when your heart is large and expansive, like this great river, you can take on the same amount of salt, the same problems, and you barely even notice them. They dissolve into your vastness, and you continue to flow, fresh and unchanged." Arav stood there on the riverbank, the words washing over him like the current. He finally understood. It wasn't about trying to get rid of the salt, about trying to have a life with no problems. That was impossible. It was about becoming the river, not the pond. It was about expanding his heart, his perspective, so that life's challenges didn't overwhelm him. That day was a turning point for Arav. He made a conscious decision to change his mindset. Whenever he felt the urge to complain about a broken toy or a scraped knee, he would remember the river. He'd ask himself, "Am I being a pond right now? Or am I being a river?" Instead of seeing a problem as a disaster, he started to see it as a small handful of salt. He began to view challenges as opportunities to grow, to stretch the banks of his own inner river. When he struggled with his homework, instead of getting frustrated, he saw it as a chance to make his brain stronger. When a friend disagreed with him, he saw it as an opportunity to practice understanding and patience. Slowly but surely, things began to change. Arav became calmer, more resilient. He didn't fly off the handle over small things anymore. Ismailed More, he listened more. His friends noticed the difference. They started enjoying his company again because he wasn't a cloud of negativity anymore. He was fun, he was easygoing, and he was wise in a way that seemed beyond his years. He faced life's inevitable difficulties with a newfound grace and ease. The problems in his life didn't magically disappear. The salt was still there. He still had disagreements. He still faced disappointments. He still had hard days. But Arav himself had changed. He had grown. His heart had expanded, and he had learned to be the river. The salt of life could no longer make his world bitter. So what's the real takeaway here? The story of Arav teaches us a profound lesson. We often think that happiness means eliminating all our problems. We chase a life free of struggle, a life with no salt. But that's a fantasy. The salt is a part of the recipe of life. The real secret isn't to get rid of the problems, but to grow ourselves. We need to expand our hearts, our minds, our capacity for resilience and understanding. We need to stop being the stagnant pond, where every little disturbance ripples through our entire being. We need to become the mighty, flowing river that can absorb challenges without losing its fundamental nature. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by a problem, big or small, I want you to stop and ask yourself that same question Arav did. Am I a pond or am I a river? Are you letting this handful of salt make your whole world bitter? Or are you big enough to absorb it? Learn from it and keep on flowing. The choice is yours. You have the power to expand your heart. You have the power to become the river. Thank you so much for watching today. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that can help change your perspective. I'll see you in the next one.